Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So a lot of you guys know I was invited to an NBA 2K esports tournament. It was at the Little Caesars Arena, and it was just like one of the coolest experiences of my life. So I thought I would just do kind of like a chill story time, tell you guys about my experience, you know, meeting Ben Wallace, meeting Troydan Gaming, Agent Zero, CSB, you know, guys like that. And actually my buddy Basketball Noob Brockman, you guys might know him as, is he's a really good editor and everything like that, so he is actually putting together a very nice vlog, which should be up, I would say, probably like in a week, maybe less, maybe more. It depends how motivated he is to do and everything like that. But yeah, so let's just talk about it. So I think I'll talk about, you know, the first day. It was like a 2-day thing. So the first day, it was me, my buddy Frank, and also Nate, that's Brockman. We drove over to Detroit. It was the Motor City Casino Hotels where we stayed at. And it was like all expenses paid, which is just awesome because that's like a dream and everything. Just like to be able to go somewhere and have somebody else pay for it, that's amazing. And it was a very nice hotel room. Had this awesome like bathtub and everything. And man, I'll tell you, man, a good bath, everybody loves a good bath, right? This bitch was like that. Like, the thing was deep as heck. It was absolutely amazing. Shower was cool and everything like that. And just being at the Motor City Casino Hotel was a great experience in itself. That very night, 2 people from Gamer Saloon picked us up, Brandon and Ari. And they picked us up and like, cause I personally don't like to drive or anything like that. I have very bad like driver's anxiety about, you know, being like in big cities and things like that, which is a big reason why my buddy Frank came along, is because he drives everywhere and he just like, he like does it for his job and everything. So for him, it's just like, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's still stressful and everything like that. So yeah, so they picked us up and they took us to the Pistons game. So it was me, you know, those 2 guys, also Troydan and my buddy Frank. And also Dirk, who does like commentating for esports, you know, stuff like that. Agent, as you guys probably know, was having some big issues, guys. He got like deported back to Canada, and he just, I don't know, man. I feel so bad for Agent because I got more about his story later on, but it was absolutely insane, man. Like, he got sent back and everything. So, luckily for my buddy Frank, he was able to have Agent's ticket. I mean, I bought him a ticket anyway, just in case, you know, Agent was going to show up and everything, so my buddy didn't have to, like, sit at the hotel by himself. Well, Basketball Noob, he just doesn't really like basketball. As you guys know, he's a basketball noob, so he just chilled at the hotel and was, like, cool with that and everything. But yeah, so we got to Little Caesars Arena, walking around there, and, you know, we went to, like, this pizza bar, and they ordered, like, a few pizzas and things like that, and, you know, just kind of just chilling with everybody like that. It was just really cool. And I will say, let me talk about Troydan first. I will say, man, Troydan, I've been watching him for a few years now. Definitely one of my favorite YouTubers, and just, like, such a cool dude. Just, like, very chill and everything like that. And very knowledgeable of YouTube. That's like the greatest thing about, you know, meeting these other like really successful YouTubers, because while I do have like 150K subs almost, I'm not nearly as successful as, you know, like an Agent Zero or a Troydan Gaming. So talking to them and just hearing their perspective, how they go into things like that, it's just very cool. And I don't know, Troydan's just a really nice guy. So I don't think I've ever met, I met one YouTuber I never liked, because I met like a lot of big YouTubers now, going back to like the Chicago event. One YouTuber I didn't really like was Lost and Unbound. He just kind of like, I don't know, man, he kind of had that snake mentality and stuff. I didn't like him at all. But, you know, I mean, I of course put on a friendly face and everything like that. But then when LU got exposed for doing certain things out there, it was like, whatever. But yeah, besides for that, man, like, all the YouTubers I ever met have always been like really cool people and stuff like that. So yeah, so we went to the Pistons game. It wasn't quite courtside seats. It was like the next level up. Still the best seats I ever sat at. So, you know, not to mention the Pistons also blew out the Bucks by like 27 points or something like that. So that was just like, you know, gravy right there. Just them winning and everything, because Pistons have not been really doing all that good all that lately. After that, we all like walked back to the van that we drove there in, and we went past like the liquor store, and I was just talking to my buddy Frank. I was like, man, I'll go for a drink tonight, just kind of jokingly and everything like that. And the guy's like, yo, you want something to drink? I'm like, I mean, sure, man, why not? So he took me in there, let me pick something out. That was very cool and everything. Just, you know, I was like I wasn't really a vacation because I had stuff going on, but I was still like trying to relax and stuff, and just trying to get like rejuvenated, because, you know, YouTube is my full-time job and everything. So something I do every single day. So it was just nice having like a 1 or 2 break from, you know, like the computer and the setup and everything like that. Although I was still busy, but, you know, so that was just cool and everything. Went back to the hotel. Basketball Noob got very sick because, I don't know, man, I guess he just drank too much. So yeah, he got very sick and everything the next day. So he was not having the greatest day. But he still came through helping filming and everything like that. So shout out to my buddy Nate, and shout out to Frank for putting up with everybody too. So the next day came around, and, you know, it was just kind of like, we had like 8 hours because, well, I mean, I didn't get a second hotel day because, you know, I'm not that big on YouTube. So I got the 1 day free at the hotel. Second day, our checkout was at noon. So we kind of had like 6 to 7 hours to kill. Not to mention there was this huge snowstorm going on in Detroit. So we just kind of drove around and went out to eat and stuff, and got myself a nice steak. I think went to like the library, because it's just like, where do you go to just chill at? You know what I'm saying? I guess they're probably, in hindsight, probably went to like a bar or something like that. But I don't know. We weren't really feeling that because the previous night, you know, drinking and stuff like that. So yeah, so finally the event rolled around, and it was at the Little Caesars Arena. We went in there. In the actual like court area, there was like competitive yoga going on or something like that, man. There was all these girls doing yoga. So the actual event was, it was kind of like in a separate room. Very cool, man. It's like, I think kind of what it is kind of like there was like a suite, and then there was the room we were in by that, and there was just like this whole setup. I mean, there was chairs, there was all the TV setup for the tournament. There was a DJ, there was a you know, a bar, things like that. They had NBA Jam, like an arcade setup for that, and they had a lot of just like Xboxes laying around, you know, for people to like play games if they wanted to. So yeah, so we showed up to that. Troydan came along too, and you know, he was you know, filming his own stuff. I was filming my thing, you know, things like that. Eventually CSB did show up, so I talked to him a little bit too about, you know, just like what his mindset is going into like doing like rebuilds in the future and things like that. And you know, he's a really cool guy too. He was actually rocking the Reggie Miller jersey, which, you know, in a Pistons arena, not the smartest move, but more on that later on too. Then eventually, you know, Agent Zero came back, or was able to make it to the event, which, you know, shout out to him for just putting all that heart and soul after being, you know, deported back to Canada and making his way back to the Little Caesars Arena. Just showed, you know, immense dedication and things like that. And I met Agent back in Chicago. I mean, he was cool back then. He's cool now. I mean, the thing about Agent Zero is that when I first started YouTube, it's also when he was first starting. That man has not changed at all. That man is humble as heck, guys. Like, he has the same mentality day in and day out. I don't know, just like I talked to him a lot too, and just really funny guy. I mean, you can, my buddy Brockman said, because he didn't know anybody at all. He didn't know anybody. So he looked at Agent, and he told me after the game, he's like, I can see why he's a YouTuber. He's just very charismatic. I can't even talk, man. Charismatic. He's good at talking to people and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so eventually Ben Wallace came in, and I was just like, and I will say, I don't get starstruck really, just because, I don't know, man, for me, it's like, people are just people. I try to treat everybody equally, thing like that. But I will say, when it comes to my 2004 Detroit Pistons, I get starstruck, because he came in, and he's just tall as heck, very skinny, too. You know, he's not as muscular as he once was. I mean, he still freaking beat me up, too. Probably beat up Brian Artest still, too, and everything like that. Just saying. But yeah, so he came in, they had, like, the whole, the final countdown, you know, song going on and everything like that. Walked up, shook his hand, said, you know, I'm a huge fan. Maybe I should have planned something better to say. And then, you know, CSB went to go shake his hand, and Ben Wallace kind of pulled him in like that and said, you're wearing the wrong jersey, man, as he was rocking the Reggie Miller jersey. So that was absolutely funny. I'm sure that was really cool for CSB too, just because, you know, being a Pacer fan, I mean, I'm sure it was all fun and games for him, right? So yeah, so Ben Wallace is kind of there, and, you know, I really wanted a picture, man. I really wanted a picture with Ben Wallace, and it's like, I already shook his hand. So I was like, do I approach him again, or should I leave him alone? So he was kind of walking the other direction, and man, I was reaching, man. I tapped on his forearm, and I was like, Ben, can I have a picture? He turned around, I was like, sure, man. So, you know, he stood by me and everything, and Basketball Noob had the camera going, so I got a nice picture of that, which I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life, because I'll say, man, 2004 Detroit Pistons, favorite sports team of all time, followed by the 2013 Michigan Wolverines. So yeah, so we did that, and then the I think she's like the CEO of the Horizon League. I was like, okay, guys, we are now going to go, you know, shoot some baskets down on the Pistons court. The competitive yoga was over with. So we went down there, and Ben Wallace started shooting first, and she's like, okay, so you all get like 2 shots. Nobody followed that rule. Like, we were shooting probably for a good half an hour out there. But yeah, so Ben Wallace was shooting around at first, like shooting 3-pointers and stuff like that. Then after about 5 minutes, we all started shooting around with Ben Wallace, and we were all like launching half quarters and stuff. You know, so shooting around, talking CSB, play a little quick one-on-one with him. Not like, I mean, it was literally like one possession, just having fun and stuff, and just, you know, talking to Agent Zero and Troydan was filming a lot of stuff too. And then Ben Wallace, like, he was right by me. I looked over, I was like, Ben Wallace, you want to play some defense on me? He's like, no, man, you can't handle this. And then I was like, watch this. And I launched up a 3-pointer, and it, like, hit, like, the top of the backboard. Not the top of the backboard, but, like, top glass, and bounced off. He was looking at me, he was like this. And I was like, fair enough. And I walked away. I just walked away. I felt shame, man. But so I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that, you know, being a 4-time defensive player of the year, he probably just like shut me down with his mind. Or maybe I'm bad at basketball, but I'm thinking it's the first one. I'm thinking it's that, just the intimidation factor. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we shot around for a bit. Then eventually, you know, the CEO lady was like, or the Horizon League lady was like, okay, Guys, there's like the actual tournament going on here for the Horizon League, so we can't really scuff off the court. So eventually just left and everything like that. And yeah, at that point, we hopped in the car, me, Basketball Noob, and Frank. We took off. It was amazing. Like I was saying, Troydan, CSB, Agent Zero, all very cool guys out there. Just getting to talk with them and just kind of hear their mindset about YouTube, what they do out there. Definitely gave me motivation going into my channel, things that I can kind of do differently, kind of some things they do. Had some really nice talk, with Agent especially too. Just he really gave me some good advice out there. So I'm definitely going to try to use that mindset going forward into my channel and hopefully, I don't know, man, maybe be at million subscribers someday myself. Or I'm pretty much thankful for every subscriber I have anyway. Also, guys, shout out to the 2 kids that showed up. I don't remember their name. I feel so bad. Yo, if you were the viewer that let me know in the comment section below, bro. Also, you got Twitter. Some of that picture of us on Twitter, that was really cool and everything too. Cause I did meet 2 fans there. It was a horrible snowstorm. So as far as like younger subscribers being out there and stuff, not the greatest turnout, but it makes sense because, for one, it was on a Thursday night. It was just, guys, I'm serious, like 6 to 9 inches of snow, slush, ice, absolutely horrible out there. I know Agent Zero, I think driving home actually spun out, and thankfully he didn't get hurt, but he actually spun out into a ditch. So, like I said, Agent Zero had a rough time in Detroit, man. Detroit roughed him up a bit, but, Agent Zero, God bless, bro. I know that it meant a lot to everybody having you there and just like the dedication, I'm sure, to your fans and everything. I'm sure you're gonna have an awesome vlog about it yourself. So yeah, thankfully didn't really have, thankfully nothing bad happened to him or anything like that. But yeah, so I also met two young subscribers there, and that was just really cool. Just saying that they liked my videos and everything like that. Always a very humbling experience. Just like, yeah, I'm never gonna get used to this. But yeah, so just a quick video, guys, giving you guys my experience about that. I didn't really go into this with any sort of script or anything, so sorry if I was kind of all over the court or the board with this. But yeah, like I said, Brockman will be having a vlog going up. He'll have it to me sooner rather than later. So thank you all so much for watching. If you got any questions about it in the comment section below, let me know, and I'll be sure to answer them. Peace out, my friends.